to this week's harmonica lesson where I am going to show you how to play Run Through the Jungle by Creedence Clearwater Revival. So for this lesson you'll need a harmonica in the key of G. We're playing in second position in the key of D, and before I show you how to do it, let's listen to what it's going to sound like. Okay, so we've got some pretty atmospheric kind of licks going on here. So our first lick is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we are starting with a very slow released 4-draw bend. So you're hitting the 4-draw bend on beat 1, and then you are holding it for just over 4 beats, so for 4.5 beats. And as you're playing it, you're gradually releasing up to the clean note. So you're doing, okay, and then we have 5 4 draws in a row like this. 1. Okay, so let's think about that as 2 halves for now. So we'll do the first bit, the 4-draw bend and the slow release. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second half, the little bit more, the slightly more aggressive second half, will start just after beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then if we put them together, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of these licks quite quickly because the tabs are up on screen and you can pause the video. And also if you want to just go straight to my lesson with all the audio clips of all the licks, you can just click on the link in the description below. So lick 2 is going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're starting with a 4-draw on beat 1, and we're inflecting it, so that means we're putting a little bit of a bend on it and releasing it straight away. And you're holding it just over a beat, beat and a half, and then you're sliding down to the 2-draw and then quickly bending to a 2-draw whole step bend. So that will sound like this if I play through it really slowly. Okay, a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we repeat it twice. So we're going to do that, 2-beat rest, then play it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right. Lick 3 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're starting with that long 4-draw bend, but this time we're going to hold it for 4.5 beats. We're not going to release it. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then on the and, just after beat 1, we're going to start the second half of the lick, which is 1. Okay, so that was 4-draw with that little inflection we looked at before. Then 5-draw, 4-draw half step bend, 4-draw, 4-draw half step bend. Okay, so if we put both halves together, that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then if we move on to the next lick is very, very similar to lick number 2, but we're kind of squashing it together a little bit quicker. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're holding that 4 draw for about a beat and then sliding down to the 2 draw and then bending down to the 2 draw whole step bend. So if I play that really slowly. Okay, a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, excellent. Right, now let's have a little look at lick number 5, which is going to get repeated 3 times. And it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 draw with a little inflection. And then on beat 2, we're going to play a 4 draw, 5 draw double stop. You're going to play that for 1.5 beats, and then you're going to slide down to the 2 draw. So that's. And then there's a 1 beat rest on beat 4, and then we hit the 2 draw on beat 1, then a half beat rest on beat 2, and then we hit the 2 draw again. And then we slide down to the 2 draw whole step bend, and then to a 1 draw. So that's. Okay, so all together that'll sound like this. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that gets repeated 3 times, and then we end with lick number 6, which will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to start with a 4 draw half step bend, release up to the 4 draw. And then on beat 3, you're going to hit the 4 draw again, bend it down to a 4 draw half step bend, and slide down to a 2 draw. Okay? Okay. 2 draw whole step bend on next beat, beat 1. And then release it up to the 2 draw on the offbeat after beat 2, and then slide down, 2 draw whole step bend, 1 draw, like we did in the previous lick. So that's. So that whole lick together will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, excellent. So if you want to pause the video and work through any of those licks, that's totally fine. But if you would like to work through the whole thing, if you're feeling feisty, let's give that a go right from the top. So we'll do it quite slowly. I won't do it with the backing track just yet. So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, excellent, excellent work. So if you want to get the tabs as well as audio clips of me playing all those licks nice and slowly, as well as the backing track, all you need to do is click on the link in the description below, which will take you to my website, and follow the on-screen instructions. And before you do that, if you've enjoyed this lesson, please give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I put out a new lesson every Wednesday and a new lick every Friday. All right, see you next week. Happy harping.